And hello, welcome to the show. It is, I almost wanted to say Sunday, but we don't do Sunday shows anymore. Thursday, July 22nd, 2021. Hello, welcome back to the Ram Show. Hi, Zach. How are you?
Hello.
Hey, I can hear you. Cool. Awesome.
That's cool.
I was telling Zach before the show got underway here that I couldn't hear you at first. I had to change a bunch of settings basically. So yeah, I like went on a big cleaning spree the other day. Actually yesterday here in my room basically. So, I moved the bed, I moved the um what
Wow.
is it? The shelf behind me. I did not move the dresser. And I did not move my desk either. I kind of worked around those, but anyway. So here is the story basically, right? So, I hadn't cleaned under the bed for like a while, and it was pretty bad under there. So I knew I needed to get the vacuum out and like vacuum at least under the bed at some point. Um, and so this all kind of came about because I was like, well, I need to do it anyway, right? But you can't see it. And oh, you know what? Actually, no, you probably do. Do you remember my old setup in my room? Even with my old desk, I have that shelf above my desk here.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still up there. People on the actual video can't see that here. But there is very much a shelf above me here. And so also on the wall is a clock, and it's like a radio controlled clock that grabs its time from, some people call them an atomic clock. It's not a real atomic clock, but anyway. Um so it's got like a little tuner in it that's like tuned to a specific frequency, and it picks up what the time is supposed to be basically. So it sets itself automatically. Well, I noticed on like Tuesday morning when I woke up that the LCD screen was very dim. So I was like, oh, probably needs new batteries. So I put new batteries in, and it takes a while for it to lock onto the signal. And so I headed off to work, came back after work, looked at it, and the time was incorrect. It was off by an hour. So I was like, well, that's not right. So I pulled it off the wall. Well, in order to get to the clock, because I'm lazy, and instead of grabbing like a step stool or something, I was like, no, I'm just gonna crawl up on my desk, right?
Break it.
I did not break my desk. No. But
You're awfully specific about that.
what?
That you didn't break your desk.
Nope, I did not break the desk.
And the clock?
And the clock's fine too. No,
Oh, okay.
but what happened was is in my attempt to, I think, either get up or get down, I can't remember, I actually ended up pulling the anchors that are holding the oh, which I just noticed. Oh. That's why that looks so goofy. I need to fix that. Okay, so all right. Well, that might be a thing. You know what? It works, and I'm just gonna leave it, I think. Actually, maybe I'll change the other. Anyway, okay. So it's got oh, what is it? This looks really goofy now that I'm looking at it. I'm noticing that. But it's got L brackets basically. And as I was either getting up or down, I ended up pushing on the shelf, and the anchors came out of the wall. So, um so I had to put it back up. So I drilled new holes, and I actually put it into the studs this time. Um and what I'm noticing is I've got one of the brackets upside down, which explains a lot because I've got like 3 speakers above me with the cables that run up to them. And um I got the cables all twisted around and everything, and so I was like, well, I'll just pull them out, right? And then rerun them. Well, that led to me unplugging them under the desk, which led to me just unplugging everything because it was a freaking mess under there. And so I ended up like rewiring everything under my desk. So it looks a little bit nicer now. And then that led to basically just going on a giant cleaning spree on Wednesday morning. Oh, and then there's a lamp behind me. I don't know if you can see the lamp. But that is a brand new one that I bought yesterday because the other one sort of kind of broke. So.
Sorta, kinda?
It was already broken. So it was the same style as this one, right? But it was a cheap one that I bought at Walmart like, oh, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago or something like that. And it was just like, it was plastic basically, right? Like that cheap plastic. And so one of the legs had broken off down at the bottom. I didn't even know about it, right? So I needed to move it to get into that corner to like, you know, vacuum around that area. And as I was lifting it up, the whole thing just kind of shifted and it cracked a bunch more of the support beams. And so I was just kind of like, screw it. Because it was always like, it wasn't like, you know, like I said, it was plastic. So it was poorly constructed. It was really crummy. So this is a brand new one, same style, except for it's wood. So it's a lot sturdier. It's a lot nicer. So anyway, so yeah, there's that. So that was my day. Oh, and then I went down to the telephone company yesterday. So did I tell you that we got a new priest like a couple weeks ago at our church?
No.
Yeah, so we got
you did actually.
Yeah, so we got a new priest. He's a nice young guy. Which is really funny. I was talking to our office secretary. So me and another guy that I do IT stuff with at the church, went over on, I think it was Tuesday. No, it was Wednesday. It was last night. Because, we needed to clean some stuff out of the actual, like, office portion of the church area. So there's like 2 separate buildings. And I don't have a key for that. And so I was borrowing one, because I don't really want a key, to that specific area. I don't really need one. But in this particular instance, I borrowed the key and I told the office secretary, I was like, well, you just, you know, let our new priest guy know, you know, that if he hears the door later, you know, it's just me and don't freak out, right? And she's like, well, I'm actually leaving in like 10 minutes, so I don't know if I'm going to catch him. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I can just text him. Because our previous priest was...
Probably didn't use text.
Well, he had a cell phone, but yeah, he wasn't really into that kind of stuff.
Phone.
He did have a flip phone, actually.
That's rough.
He's like, I don't know how old he is. He's like 60 or 70. Great priest, but in terms of the technology side of things. So anyway, so I was like, oh yeah, that's right. I could just text him.
Man, even my grandma can text. Come on.
I was like, I totally forgot about that. I think he could text, but like, it wasn't like, you know, it's not like with the young guy.
Text, she can use a computer. She has a Samsung iPad.
You mean a Samsung tablet?
No, she calls it a Samsung iPad.
I love how the term.
Why I said that.
I love the term I love how the term iPad has just been substituted for all
tablets.
Yeah, all tablets.
Yeah, I think she might get a new one though because I'm pretty sure it's like 6 or 7 years old and it's really slow.
Ooh, okay, I'll talk about that in a second, actually. So, anyway, actually, I got a couple things to talk to you about. One of them you're gonna maybe, well, I'm curious to see what your reaction is gonna be, but, and curious to see if you have any recommendations, maybe. But, anyway, so, yeah, so, also one of the other things that he asked me yesterday is he wants to get rid of the old analog telephone system that we have and replace it with something new. So I got to go down to the telephone company yesterday and talk to them about VoIP systems. So,
phone systems are nightmares.
Hang on. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna buy phones from the telephone company, and they get to manage everything on the back end.
Yeah, that's gonna save yourself a lot of trouble.
Yeah. So, and actually, to move to VoIP systems is cheaper than what we're actually paying with an analog system right now.
Every time at work anything goes wrong with the phone system, I'm just like, nope, don't know anything.
Yeah. So,
Because really, I don't have any access to it. It's terrible. Every
so
site seems to have a different phone system, and it's just like, ah.
yeah, no. So we're not going to actually have a hosted PBX system on site. We would pay our telephone company to manage the back end, and then I get a control panel that I can log into to manage different settings. So like different extensions and auto attendants and all these other little things, music on hold. And so this way, if there's a problem, I just call the telephone company and say, "Hey, what the heck? Why is our phone system working?" And it's their problem, not mine.
Yeah,
I
that's probably good.
I just have to support the actual hardware on premise, and that's it, which is just the phones themselves. So, but in terms of the whole back end stuff, like, yeah, no, I don't have to do anything. Now, if I really want to, I can buy like a SIP trunk line from them and like configure all that and do it all on site. But like, for the cost of what it is to just have them host it, like, it makes sense. So, I got to convert some of our stuff over, like our fire alarm panel. I basically have to I need to get a switch for that. And basically, so the awesome thing about telephone nowadays is that for most telephone stuff, they're running Cat 5e
Over
for
Ethernet.
it. Yeah, they're running Cat 5e to it. So they don't use all the cables of the Cat 5e, but they're using Cat 5e. So I just terminate brand new ends. I've already got Cat 5e running to all this stuff, and plug it into a switch, plug the switch in the network, I'm good to go. So all that stuff's happy, it can dial out, and it's all good. So, anyway, yeah. So that'd be nice. So, but yeah, so another fun little toy-ish kind of thing for me to play with. Not, a super ton, but I'll get a cool control panel. So anyway. But yes, okay, so other thing I wanted to talk about, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of tech topics for this week, so all right. So this is my laptop right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get rid of it.
I want to get rid of it.
Yep.
You want to replace it?
I do.
That's cool. You want a recommendation for a laptop? Because I haven't shopped for one in a minute.
I'll tell you what I'm looking for. I'm not looking for a gaming system.
Mm-hmm.
I hate this computer.
Oh no.
So here's the problem. It has GeForce GTX graphics in it, right?
I mean, yeah.
It's got a discrete graphics card in it. The problem is that if you don't have this thing plugged in, it sucks. Literally, the graphics are garbage. Like, you open the start menu and it's like, it's choppy.
What?
The mouse moving around the screen is choppy.
What? Have you wiped it?
Oh yeah. Not recently, but what I think it is it doesn't switch between the integrated graphics on the CPU.
Even the integrated graphics should easily be able to do that.
Yeah, but I don't think it. I think what the problem is, it doesn't switch between the integrated graphics and the discrete graphics very well. And even just setting, so maybe it's a driver thing, but despite that, like, even it'd be nice if I could get that sorted out, but there's other problems with this thing. It's big, it's bulky, it's heavy.
Yeah, I actually. So, I, this sounds kind of dumb, but you know what? It was free, okay? I saw somebody chucking a Surface Pro, like kind of an old one, in the recycling at work today, and I was like, ooh, I might have to grab that. Like, I don't know, just cause price is right,
Oh yeah, yep.
Kind of unrelated, but hey.
So you actually picked it up?
I set it aside. It needs some work.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, here's what I'm thinking, right? So
also needs to be wiped.
I'm looking for new laptops. I want to get a new laptop, but I'm not going to get a gaming system. I've been doing some research, and it looks like, and my use case has changed around a little bit too for what I'm looking for in a laptop. I initially bought this because I thought I was going to be doing more on the go editing and stuff like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the theory
you just want something slim? Why don't you just remote desktop to do editing?
Well, I could, but so here's the thing. Hang on, I'll get to that in a second. So that's initially what I bought that for, was I wanted to have a system that was capable of doing editing on the go, but not anything super over the top, right? Basically throwing a couple clips on the timeline and rendering out the video. Real basic stuff, right? If I was going to be doing anything crazy, that would happen here on Redmond, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a couple reasons. One, better graphics power, more CPU, more RAM, but more screen real estate too, is the thing, right? But a lot of what I'm doing these days where I could utilize a mobile system is more towards the managed IT side of things, where I need a web browser, I need a terminal, I don't need that power.
So you basically only need a potato computer.
Yeah, honestly, my Chromebook. I can do like 100% of what I want to do. Actually, not 100%, but I can do almost like 99% of what I want to do. Okay, that's maybe even a little, like 90% of what I want to do on a Chromebook. I know that you're like, I get it. It's a Chromebook. But for the use case of what I need it to do, honestly, it's a fantastic little system.
Yeah, I know.
Remote desktop.
Nothing wrong with it if you like it.
Yeah, remote desktop. Yes. Terminal. Yes. Web browser. Yes.
You need to use Parsec. Screw Chrome remote desktop.
The problem is I'm so tied to remote desktop because, like, it works and it's already integrated and I don't have to install any software. So.
But Parsec is so fast. So
remote
good.
desktop's actually not that bad. And I don't honestly
Have you tried Parsec?
No, but I don't honestly remote desktop that much into things. And if I do, like,
well, you should.
It's from this computer. It's from Redmond, and I just connect through the VPN, and then I connect into what I want, and it's flawless. So, anyway, and in terms of remoting into other systems and things like that, like, we've got other solutions in place that we're using. So, and like in terms of my personal stuff. Like, honestly, all the things that I would want to grab personally are going to be on my NAS. Oh, I have an update about that, actually, by the way. But would be on the NAS, and I can just VPN in. So I don't really need remote like, really, if I'm remote desktoping into something, it's for the church to do support. Or if I'm doing something on the server, I'm using remote desktop connection through the VPN. So
I love to remote to my main computer. It's just great.
But
Everything
what
is
are you
where I
doing
want it.
with it?
If I'm just not at my computer, but I want to be at my computer for any reason, remote desktop.
You mean Parsec?
It's a remote desktop program.
Well, okay. So, see, here's the thing about RDP, right? Is that I'm logging into that computer with my credentials, and everything is where I would leave it. Like it's like an exact replica of it.
Yeah, but what do you think I was describing?
I guess
Something
here's
else?
the I know. I guess here's the thing about RDP though, is that like it's a full window and like everything just scales correctly.
Yeah.
And
yeah. Check.
I don't know. I like it a lot better. But
Okay, here's why I just can't use anything else anymore. It's because Parsec uses the hardware encoder, meaning that you can stream your desktop at like 60 FPS with really low latency.
Okay, hang on.
Great.
Yes, okay. Look, if you're wanting to game through it and things like
it's just so smooth to use.
Okay, you game, right? If I was editing, then yes, like if I was editing remotely, then yes, I could see it, right? But most of what I'm doing is logging into a system to do support and click a couple buttons.
Okay, but well, you wouldn't be able to even install it on such system because you have to have a dedicated GPU. Actually, newer Intel GPUs work, but yeah, you have to have a hardware encoder. So if you're logging into like a church potato PC, obviously it's not going to work.
Well,
I'm saying for your home desktop though, like do yourself a favor and install it.
I know, but I don't remote into my home desktop system. That's the thing.
Oh, fine, sue yourself. You're lost. I don't know. It's free.
The reason I know, well, okay, I might check it out, but the reason I would do that, right, is
if
because
you've never tried it, you'll be surprised at how good the performance is.
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's great. But the thing is that I don't have a use case for that because anything that I would want...
having a better remote desktop experience. There's your use case.
I don't remote desktop into my main system, though. That's the thing.
Oh, whatever. Okay, fine.
Yeah, no. The reason I would do it is to grab files from the house, and that's what my VPN is for.
Well, I mean, I use it frequently, like when I have my old crummy laptop floating around. And, like, screw using the crummy laptop. I just remote into my desktop.
That's true. I mean, I'm not saying that I wouldn't use it. I just don't really have a use case for it, I guess.
Or,
So. And the use cases of what I do use remote desktop for, RDP serves all the functions that I need. So, I mean, yeah, there's that. Plus our other remote desktop software that we use is nice because I have basically a server installation of it on our server at the church that allows me to add new computers into it, and then it's got like an address booking function that I can share with the other people that need access to that kind of stuff, and it just syncs automatically. So yeah, there's some added benefits and stuff in there. It also allows multiple people to be remoted into the same computer at the same time, which is kind of a neat function. So anyway, so what I was looking at is Intel's new Iris graphics are actually supposed to perform pretty decent.
What do you even need any kind of graphical performance for anymore?
Well, okay, so I still would like something where I could do some light Photoshop work.
If anything, you just want stuff that's like future-proofed, I guess. So you can.
Yeah,
you can't.
I don't know.
Future-proof is a myth, but
you
want something with longevity.
Well, that's one. I still want the ability to be able to throw some clips on a timeline and render out a quick video. It's not going to be as fast as probably having it. It's not going to be as fast as Redmond is, but I still want that ability. And I want something that I can do some like Photoshop editing on. But again, nothing over the top. We're not talking like editing a feature film on this thing, right? So I still want those abilities.
Why not?
Huh?
You don't want to edit any feature films? Why not?
I wouldn't do it on a laptop. If I'm going to do that, I'd do it on Redmond. That's what I'm saying. This is this system would be designed to be a very much so, in the field, very productive system where I'm basically just looking for a very
Yeah, you want a web browsing machine.
kind of
You basically want a web browsing machine.
Here's what I want. Here's what I want. I want a Core i7 at least. I'm not going anything less than a Core i7.
Should go AMD probably.
Ooh, see, here's the thing. So apparently the Iris graphics though are actually better than the Radeon graphics. And things like Photoshop and like Premiere and things like that. So there's that stuff.
You could get one of those with the lower end NVIDIA GPUs.
I could.
There are some, and I've actually looked into this a bit ago. There are some like non-gamer laptops. Yeah, and I know it's so stupid we have to make this distinction because all gamer laptops are disgustingly
The part
ugly.
that worries me is that, well, here's the other thing. So here's some. Let me give you my my non-negotiables basically, right? Has to have a Core i7 in it. It's got to be lightweight. It's got to have decent battery life, and I have to be able to charge it over USB-C.
Okay. But what I was saying was, have you considered one of the laptops that I described where with the gosh, what are they called? Those MX series NVIDIA GPUs, right? Lower end, but dedicated graphics.
So here's the thing that scares me about dedicated graphics again is the switching between them.
I mean, you probably just got a lemon.
Well, it's a possibility. I did.
Not gonna lie.
I got a pretty good deal.
Also,
on
it was a while that was a while ago too.
Yeah, I got a decent deal on it. I only paid about $700 for that system. So I'm looking to get like 500 or 600. I'd love to get 700 out of it. I don't know. We'll have to see. But I'm gonna get rid of it.
You're gonna try to sell it for that much?
Yeah.
What? Who would pay that much for that?
I don't know. Somebody who really wants a gaming laptop.
Maybe they would because nobody can get a laptop or a computer anymore. That's terrible.
I don't know. I basically I would like to cover a majority of the cost of a new computer with this one, basically.
I feel like that's kind of unrealistic.
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But look, that's what I'd like to get out of it. If whether that's what I'm gonna get out of it, I don't know. I haven't looked at any comps yet online or anything to see what I can realistically get for it. Yeah. So those are kind of my requirements. I want a Core i7. Oh, must have at least 12 gigs of RAM in it.
Only 12?
Well, okay, hang on. So here's what I'm looking at. I would be okay with a system that has a Core i7 and 8 gigs of RAM as long as it's got SODIMMs and not soldered memory so that I can upgrade it, or I can upgrade it down the line.
I just don't understand why you're fixated on the i7. Like, I'm pretty sure that Ryzen is demonstrably better on both desktop and mobile.
You're probably right. I don't know.
But, and you're probably, I feel like you're too fixated on this Iris graphics thing. Like, I don't know.
Well, okay, here's the other reason that I'm so probably fixated on an Intel chip. And that is because Intel still has a large market share in the mobile platform world.
Yeah. I mean, they had, I don't know, like,
who
cares what their market share is? Buy the better product.
Most systems that I'm seeing have Intel chips inside of them. But from but again, also from what my research has shown is that for a program like Premiere Pro, right, that there's better rendering on the Intel Iris graphics than there are on the Radeon graphics.
What exactly is better rendering?
Sure.
Faster?
What do you mean?
Faster?
Yes, faster. Yep. Faster, less drop frames when you're running through the timeline, better performance, basically. So, and those things are important to me, you know? So that's...
Hey, I mean, you could always buy from a retailer with a good return policy.
Oh, so I've been looking at... So here's the problem, right? I've got Staples, I've got Walmart. That's it.
What?
We don't have a Best Buy anymore.
How about online?
And that's probably where I'm going to end up going. So I was at Staples the other day, and there were two systems that I was looking at. There's an HP and there's a Lenovo. And they both have some pros and cons. Here's the thing about the Lenovo, right? The Lenovo is almost perfect, right? They have a Core i7 option with the Iris graphics that I was kind of looking at. And it had 12 gigs of RAM and could charge over USB-C. It almost sounds perfect, right? Except for I did some research, and it does not use SODIMMs. The memory is soldered.
I wouldn't mess with that.
I'm not about that.
I am not worth doing that, yeah.
No, I'm definitely not about that. And the HP was pretty similar, where... So the HP, at least that I looked at when I looked at the service manual...
Do yourself a favor, by the way, and just nuke that OS from orbit when you get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, you know what I might do? I'll probably create a backup of it. Just to have
it. Didn't Lenovo catch some heat a while ago for literally installing, bloatware as rootkits so that when you would reinstall the OS, the bloatware would reappear?
Ooh, I don't know. Well, so one of the things...
If I reinstalled the OS and the bloatware started appearing again, I would immediately get in my car and go right back where I got it and be like,
I'll probably...
Refund, please, this product sucks.
What I'll probably end up doing is probably making a backup copy of that image. Just in case I need to actually put it back on for some reason, right? But yes, I probably will end up nuking it and then reinstalling it with a Pro Edition. Because I won't run anything less than Windows 10 Pro on it.
As well you shouldn't. Any version of Windows that won't let you delete automatic updates
I'm not as opposed to them.
And delete crap bloatware is just a bad purchase.
I am not as opposed to those kinds
automatic
of things.
Updates, bloatware, just no. That belongs nowhere near my OS.
I need to ask you, so has your work been going crazy about the whole Windows print spooler?
No, not at all. We don't care about it anymore. It happened briefly, and it only happened in this one horrible program that we have that, so there's the vendor that operates the program, and then our systems, basically RDP into it. And then they have this terminal print program that lets them print to a local printer from the remote system and blah.
Does that go through Citrix?
No, Citrix is terrible though, but it's not Citrix.
So we use.
It seems to actually be a Windows thing. So Windows calls it a remote app. Wow, great name, right?
So we...
but yeah, they call it a remote app. I don't know what it does. It seems to do a weird kind of remote desktop-y thing.
Yeah, we have something similar where...
They connect to a gateway server and then...
Yeah, I think that's how ours works. So we have a bunch of servers somewhere that are running Server 2012 or something like that, like Data Center Edition or something. And then we connect to those through a Citrix receiver.
I just want to vomit every time I hear the word Citrix.
Honestly, it's not that bad.
No, it's cursed. Terrible.
No, look, honestly, it's just delivering the application to us. It's not delivering a whole Windows desktop to us. It's just the application.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. That's what it did in my experience with it too. It was just broken all the time.
Oh, see, ours isn't broken all the time. Ours works really, really flawlessly.
Either way, the thing that I was talking about, we did have computers that would they would like blue screen or something upon. Oh yeah, that was the error. They would blue screen when they would try to print from that program though.
Hmm.
So cue me, dumb peasant tech, hasn't read up on any of this crap. Some dork calls. My thing blue screens when I'm trying to print. What? Sure enough, sends me a picture of it. It's actually a BSOD, good and proper. And
Did you Google the stop
I googled
code?
it. I found the thing. I was like, nah. And so I uninstalled updates.
Like,
Yeah, and then guess what? So then I put in a work order to people who have access to the WSUS. And I'm like, hey, can you like block this update? Because that computer wanted to update again. And I was like, no. Pause updates for 4 weeks. Okay, that should be enough time for them to do the work order. Guess what? They didn't do it. She called back a month later. Hey, fancy seeing you here. Yeah.
Yep.
Apparently they refused to do it. I was like, what? Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
We've pushed out the update that has the fix. Well, it did it again. Just ugh.
Oh,
I really just
you and your hated you and your hatred of Windows updates. So as far as I know, though, so it's a vulnerability that hackers can use to like basically gain root access to a bunch of stuff, is what my understanding is right now.
that's rough.
I disabled the print spoor service on our domain controller today.
I should disable that on my desktop computer because imagine printing.
Well, so I think it only has to do with like print servers. I don't
Imagine printing though.
So
That sounds dumb.
actually what I'm thinking about doing is using our little Raspberry Pi and turning it into a print server for the church.
Imagine printing. In 2021, this guy prints.
Oh, I still print a lot of stuff, honestly.
Boomer alert. Boomer alert. This guy uses paper in 2021.
When was the last time you actually printed anything? Not work related.
It might have been a decade. Actually, no, probably for school.
Yeah. But like, okay, so actually in your typical day-to-day operations of work, like, do you actually have to print stuff?
If I print more than once a month, and not just for testing a printer to make sure it actually works, then that was a busy month of printing.
Interesting.
I mean, what do I have to print? What am I gonna print? Huh?
I guess I do more business-related stuff than you do, so
some people just are like, they're just obsessed with printing. Like, if the printer doesn't work, they're just gonna lose their minds. I don't know. It's like some people just are so particular about things that. Oh, one of these. There's this annoying lady that everyone in IT hates, and she's like one of the bosses of some site or whatever, and so she has kind of a reputation for spying on her employees a lot.
Oh, okay.
And so the site is, I mean, maybe arranged. I don't know. Let's see. So your house is, how big? Maybe if you put 4 of your houses side by side.
Okay.
That would be like the size of her site, right? Now, do you want to guess how many security cameras are in her site?
Oh, like 20 or 30 or something like that?
No.
Is it more?
40!
Dang! It's like a freaking casino in there.
She has this horrible camera program on her laptop. And anytime she calls about anything, anything at all. No. It's not always about that. If she called about that program, I don't think she'd make it to the phone before she had a heart attack. And just died, But if she calls about anything, if anyone's doing any work on her computer whatsoever, She always will make sure to clarify. My camera program's still gonna work, right? Yep. We're just changing Wi-Fi networks, ma'am. Your cameras will work. No. We're just installing a printer. It's fine. Your cameras are gonna work. Don't worry.
Goodness gracious.
We're just mapping a network drive, please. It's okay. The cameras are gonna be there when we're done. Like, this lady will have a heart attack if her camera program does not work. It's just the most, like, I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious, but I really feel bad for the people who work there and have to deal with this woman, because
You just disconnect
she's
the DVR from the
she's
network.
a chore. No, it's not a DVR.
What is it then? Well, no, but
Well, it's all stored digitally.
I know. So you have some kind of DVR or something somewhere.
Oh, probably.
So like our camera system,
She has this special thing that she can even VPN into the firewall on site so that she can monitor the cameras when
oh
she's
my
at home.
gosh,
Yes, it's terrible.
Goodness
It's terrible.
gracious.
Everyone in IT just hates this woman because she is so annoying to deal with.
Oh man.
Look, never mind. Don't say that.
I'm glad that my particular
I'm glad I don't work for her.
yeah, I guess I am too. No, my particular users, shall we say, at the church, I'm glad that I don't have any that are like over the top about that. So most of them I just tell them I'm doing something, they're like, all right.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
Yep. I've got a couple that just don't understand, like, actually that's most of them, but
A lot of people don't understand, but the worst are the ones who not only don't understand but think they're the center of the universe and that you're out to get them.
yeah, so here's where I get lucky, where my users just don't understand. I explain that I'm gonna go do something and they're like,
Okay.
okay. Like,
What
it
does
goes
this mean
right
for
o-
me?
Yeah, it goes like right
It
over
means
their
you can't
head.
check email for 20 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, it goes right over their head, and most of the time it's like, oh, okay. And
At my last job, we had a user who straight up accused my coworker of disrupting the FTP service because he like as a joke or something.
oh god,
I was like,
was it even your own FTP server?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god. Yeah, that woman was something else too. She yeah, like we were at their site and I don't know, the FTP wasn't working. And you know, like my coworker was like, "Yeah, so Francine actually thinks that her name's Francine."
I guess you don't work there anymore, so like, sure, I guess.
I don't work there anymore.
But okay.
But it just like when you just hear this woman's behavior, it just like then you just hear that she's called Francine. It's like I can imagine that, right? That's why I think it's funny. But anyway, yeah, he tells me that this lady seriously asked him with a straight face as a serious question if the FTP was down because he was messing with her.
Oh my god.
I was like, what? Is she serious? And he was like, I'm pretty sure she was serious.
All right, so
I mean, this lady doesn't mess around, so
this lady was not. This is a different story, but it just the fact that you were saying Francine, right, in terms of these like older names and things like that.
Oh yeah, she's old.
So
I wonder if she still works there.
This lady was really sweet, actually. So my boss had helped her with a TV problem. She was just confused. And then she was having another problem, so she called us back, and I ended up going out to her, making a quick house call and helping her out. But we were talking about like those old names like Francine. This lady's name is Muffy. So
I don't think I've ever. Okay, the company I work for has several thousand employees, and I'm pretty sure not one of them is called that. And I've seen some names that are like That's a name.
Okay, so opposite direction here.
And I know that sounds bad, but like seriously, I've thought that sometimes. Like that's someone's name. Wow.
Opposite
Like I don't,
direction.
nothing
Okay.
bad about them. I'm just like, whoa. Okay,
So
cool.
this is me as a user calling one of our IT guys at my particular entity. They have had so many complaints about this guy that they actually had him change his name when he answers the phone.
Oh. We have someone that gets a lot of complaints too.
Yeah, no, they made this guy change his name. So I called into our support line one time, right?
Well, let me guess, you get the same voice, but he answers with a different name.
Oh yeah.
And you're like, huh?
Oh
god.
So anyway, I'm not gonna use his real name, but like let's say that his original name was like George, right?
All right, George.
And
George the bad IT guy.
So anyway, so yeah, so and he's got a very distinct voice too. Like it like sounds
better.
different from anybody else's voice. It's very distinct, right? And so anyway, so yeah, I've had him a couple times, and he's like, one time I called in because we were trying to change the price on a repair, and he's like, well, why are you changing the price? Because we told the customer it was going to be a different price. Well, did you talk to, like, such and such? No, I talked to my manager, my store manager, who said he wanted to do this. Are you going to help me or not? Like, I was a lot nicer about it, but it's like, dude, like, get in your own lane. There was another time where, like, a payment didn't go through, and our boss called into the line, and he got this guy, and he was like manually typing a credit card in. He's like, we generally frown upon doing manual card entries. It's like,
why?
Okay, cool, awesome.
Actually,
dude.
Genuine question, why?
Actually fraud, but
how's that? Like, how else are you gonna do it?
Physically have the card and swipe it.
Oh, well,
yeah.
How is manually doing it fraud? Or how could it result in fraud?
Because somebody could give you like a fake card number, and like I don't know. There's ways you're more likely to get frauded that way, I guess. Anyway, okay. So but basically this guy, like, you know, that's kind of how he like
acts like a dum-dum.
Well, no, he doesn't act like a dum-dum, but he acts like
a jerk.
Yeah, a little bit. It's like, dude, you're in IT and you're there to help me fix my problem, not to criticize me for other things that aren't even part of your job. Like, who cares if I'm changing the price on something? I'm not asking you to critique me on that or criticize me on that or, you know, or question it. I'm just asking you how to do it. Right? So anyway, so I call back, right? And same voice. Hi, this is Steven. Again, not this guy's...
Did you call him out?
No.
Did you call him out or just go with
it? No, but I should have been like, what did we say his original name was? I forgot.
George.
Now. Oh yeah, like, George, is that you?
No, you should tell him you just got off the phone with George and you thought he was really rude. Yeah, I was just on the phone with George trying to get the same problem fixed, but he just called me a dumb idiot and hung up. Like, what? What a jerk. You know that guy? Anyway, look, I need help with this.
Hang on. I'm gonna send you what his actual name is. Don't actually say it. But
okay.
Anyway.
I see.
That's what he goes by now.
That's funny. All right.
So
I learned.
So anyway, yeah. But like, I heard his voice and I was like, what? I was like, you sound exactly like George, and I'm pretty sure you are. And then yeah, like our district manager came one time and he's like, oh yeah, wait, actually no, I don't even think it was the district manager. I think it was somebody higher up in the company. like a VP or something like that. That's like, oh yeah, we get a lot of complaints about him. We made him change his name.
More like maybe you should make him change his job if he's incompetent or rude.
I don't think he was so much incompetent. I think it was just, yeah, he's kind of,
Well, yeah, but you could be the best on earth if you're rude to everyone.
yeah. So anyway,
That's gonna get you fired too.
well, they probably kind of had a talk with him.
I'm sure they've had several talks. It sounds
l-
like they're at the point of having had several talks already.
The last
If they're at the
time,
point of changing his name on the phone.
the last time. Oh, and it's great when he remotes in too. Even his name in the remote.
Does it say his real name?
No, it says.
Oh, they changed it. Did they change his? They probably changed his name in like Active Directory or something too.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
I think
I love that. They're like committed to this
so
identity.
well
change.
the thing is they left his last name the same. They just changed the
Oh!
first name.
That's not me. That's my brother.
So
I'm not George. I'm George's brother.
let me
Don't worry. But yeah, I agree. George is kind of a prick.
Oh, let me see.
I'll
here.
help you.
Contacts real quick here.
That's so
Hang
funny.
on.
That's like not even fully committed then. They committed pretty well to the identity change and then they like dropped the ball at the end and were like and then made all their effort look stupid.
Maybe this guy doesn't have an actual
That's so funny.
um
Yeah, the dum-dum that we have in our department isn't rude to anyone, he just messes up a lot.
I can't actually find him in our directory here. Maybe he doesn't work for us anymore. I can't
Finally caught up with him.
I can't remember what his last name is either. Oh, nope, here it is. Here it is. Nope. They actually, yes, they actually did. They actually did change his first name in here. Hang on. You're gonna this.
I would probably just start looking for another job. Like I can't even use my own name at my job. Like what?
Here you go, Zach.
I mean, that's terrible. What? Oh my gosh. They did it. They changed his name everywhere. Wait, but his last name's still the same.
Yeah,
right?
that's still the same. Yep. But they changed his email address here.
They really committed, except not quite.
So yeah, they changed his email address. Oh my goodness.
What if he like slips up and he's like, "Yeah, I'm George." Oh, wait, nope, I'm not George.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so like in the application, so we use ConnectWise. It actually has his
ConnectWise so much.
It actually has his name up in the top when he connects
garbage
in.
is so terrible.
But yeah, it shows his name if he connects in at the top, and it's exactly the name that's right there. So that's how I was putting two and two together. It was like same voice, same last name, different first name. And then yeah, like our VP of like sales or something like that. Actually, what is that guy's title?
Corporate bigwig.
You know what?
Good enough, right?
The and we're actually not associated with our particular entity is now a franchise, so we don't even really oh, wrong browser. we don't even really like have much to do with like the actual corporate side of it anymore. So let me see here. Directory. Oh, let's see here. Let me see if I can figure out what that particular individual's position is. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, the vice president of retail sales. And I'm pretty sure he's like, oh yeah, we made that guy change his name because we got a lot of complaints about him.
I just love how that's their solution instead of just telling him to get lost.
Yeah,
Either like fix it or get lost, you know? Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty hilarious though. So, anyway, real quick, I gotta get to this quick story here. In terms of tech news here, because I do want to share a little bit of tech news this week. So, this is interesting. Zach, crypto miners are buying up entire power plants now.
Excuse me. Oh my god.
As the energy demands of cryptocurrency mining
How is it still profitable?
garner increased scrutiny, some mining operations are cutting out the middleman and setting up shop inside existing power plants, Zach. These companies are in search of what's called standard power, which could be an existing power plant or an abandoned facility with access to dormant energy sources. Curbed reports. For example, a crypto mining company called Core Scientific moved into an old Levi's denim factory that had near exclusive access to a nearby hydroelectric dam. Others like Greenidge,
well, at least it's hydroelectric.
Greenidge Generation simply bought a gas-burning power plant to directly power their operations.
Yeah, that's not good.
A strategic move, to be sure, but only but one that calls into question whether crypto mining could ever actually become sustainable, like advocates claim. Yeah, other mining operations set up shop in abandoned warehouses, mills, airplane hangars, factories, aluminum smelters, and steel mills, among others. What miners are looking for, Curbed reports, are big open spaces with ample ventilation to fill with servers and access to cheap or energy sources with existing infrastructure. That's why certain places like an old aluminum factory are some of the most popular. That's at least what a CEO of the crypto mining supply company Foundry told Curbed. Excuse me. Because they're very large buildings with a lot of installed electrical infrastructure, and the buildings were designed to remove heat, so they become natural places for mining. I mean, it makes sense, but like...
It makes sense, but when you're reaching the point where you're buying an entire power plant and the associated pollution that goes with it to mine bitcoins,
except for the hydroelectric one.
Except for that one. That one's that. Yeah, sure, why not? And that one, hey, why not? Like, they're using a dam for it.
Now, some states like New York have attempted to block new mining operations due to environmental concerns. Yeah. But others like Texas, Kentucky, and South Dakota are welcoming these companies with open arms. As these crypto miners flood in. Curb notes that abandoned relics of older American industries are creaking back to life, but filled with servers rather than metalworking machinery. Yup. Like, seriously, if we're at the point where we're buying abandoned power plants... It's
time to rethink what we're doing.
Like, holy smokes here.
Look, force them all to use renewable energy.
Yeah?
Make laws that say, look, you can do this. You can have all these servers and graphics cards and what have you. But they're all going to have to run on renewables.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, one of the things you hear about with the cryptocurrency mining thing is
its carbon footprint?
well, yeah, the carbon footprint, but the environmental impacts. Like just we just read that in the article there. So
Well, yeah, footprint.
yeah, exactly. Which is well, there's a big debate about the whole environmental thing. Some people are like, oh, global warming, and then some people are like, oh, it's a hoax, and
it's definitely not a hoax.
Yeah, like well, and then some people say, they're like, well, not necessarily global warming, but climate change. And then some people group those things together.
I mean, climate change is natural. We're just making it happen faster.
Right. But some people are like those two things are the same, and then some people are like, well, they're two different things, and so anyway, I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist. I'm not an or like I don't study the atmosphere, and like so I don't know about it. So, look, here's my thing. Okay, I know that it is some. I don't know why this became a thing, but I know that there are, and this may be an unpopular opinion here to some, but I don't know when we all started thinking that scientists and like experts stopped knowing what they were talking about. I'm very much of the opinion that these people know what they're talking about, so maybe I should listen to them because they probably know more about those particular topics than I do.
It's called specialization. It's what advanced civilizations do.
Yep, there's a large majority
you
of the
become good at one thing.
There's a large majority of the population that believes some of these people just have no idea what they're talking about and that they're totally crazy.
Well, then we should leave those people behind.
Yeah, I don't know what you do. So, anyway. I don't know. My opinion is that these people are experts and they know a lot more about the topics than I do. Therefore, I should listen to what they have to say. I don't know. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but that's where I'm at. So.
Don't think that's too unpopular. I think that the ones who say that stupid stuff are just the loudest. And everyone else is just like, wow, you guys are dumb.
There's no doubt that social media has caused a lot of problems. It gives everybody a voice.
Yeah, but you can't exactly close Pandora's box, can you?
Yeah, no. It gives everybody a voice, but the problem is that as unpopular as of an idea as this probably is, not everybody should have a voice. So, anyway. At least that's
more
what
like
I believe.
Everyone should have one, but maybe they don't get to reach everyone with it if they're going to say things that are just flat out bad.
Well, you're starting to see social media platforms trying to quote unquote reel that in.
I don't know. Oh man, this is just not going anywhere good.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Many websites, including banking pages, brokerages, and gaming services, were affected for just over an hour Thursday, which is, I guess, today, as part of a major internet outage. Do you guys have any problems today, Zach? We didn't either.
Actually, one of our exchange environments went down, but that was only for like 5 minutes.
Is that on site?
Mm-hmm.
Really? You guys host
We have 3 of them!
You guys host your own exchange servers?
We have 3 environments!
You guys host your own exchange servers?
Yeah.
Yikes. Pay
Yeah,
Microsoft to do that.
There are a lot of janky things with Exchange at our company.
You pay...
And most of the jank boils down to all the boomer executives want calendars to like all talk to each other.
Hey, you know what probably
because
costs
they could they just can't use anything else for calendars besides Outlook. If they have to use something else, they're just like, nope.
Goodness gracious. You know what costs probably just as much to run those exchange servers, and you don't have to manage it. Or at least any of the hardware. You know what it is?
I'm just a peasant.
I know you're just a peasant, but you know what it is? Google services. And they have a built-in calendar app. Oh, and did I mention they have an app that syncs to your phone?
Yeah, we have to do that with some jank too. We use Meraki, Cisco Meraki to do that.
I thought that was just
Basically,
networking
you have
equipment.
to install like company approved spyware on your phone in order to have email and calendars on your phone. And you won't believe how many people are lining up to install the spyware on their phone
That's because they
so
don't.
that they can do more work outside of work.
Yeah, no,
I'm just
no,
like,
thank you.
why would I want email on my phone? When I go home for the day, I'm going home. I'm done. I'm not working anymore. I'm not reading email. Company's not paying me. They're going to have to pay me to read my work email.
There are very much people who feel that way, and then there are people that are just workaholics. But anyway.
I know.
So
I know.
anyway.
Them and...
During the outage, consumers were unable to access services like Ally Bank, Fidelity, Sony's PlayStation Network, Airbnb, and more. Several airline sites were also affected. Delta,
Airbnb,
Airways,
what do I do?
And Southwest sites were either down or had important functionalities like flight check-ins broken. Oh man,
that's rough.
Yeah, many sites appeared to be functional again after Akamai, I think that's how you pronounce it, a content delivery network that hosts much of the internet, started rolling out a fix to its service. We are continuing to monitor the situation and confirm that this was not a result of a cyber attack on the platform, says a so I guess a representative basically to The Verge. It quickly became clear that I'm just gonna say Akamai, because I don't know how to pronounce this actually, was involved with many websites attributing to outages to the CDN provider. Large outlets, including the New York Metro Transportation Authority and the Times of India, who tweeted that their service outages were due to this particular company. Cloudflare CEO has chimed in to say that its service isn't to blame. Interesting. Gaming services were also hit hard by the internet issues. Down Detector reported a spike of over 40,000 users who were having issues with the PlayStation Network. And the Steam store had also had functionality issues. Okay. As far as more essential services, the number of banks' websites also appeared to have been rendered non-functional during the outage. And there were reports of, this is bad, 911 systems being down across multiple states.
Oops. That's not a deal.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Not a huge deal.
Just don't have an emergency.
It is, however, unclear if the emergency service outage was related to other web outages. The Sheriff's Department of Grayson County, Virginia, reported that its 911 outage stemmed from a fiber cut, which has now reportedly been fixed. Okay, hold on. Hang on. Okay, for a critical system like the 911 service, they should have some kind of cellular backup system. I would think.
I have no idea what they have.
So, my particular entity, when we were corporately owned, we had a device called a Cradlepoint. And it was this little box that had a Verizon SIM card in it, and then it had these goofy looking antenna ear things on it. And it connected into our router. And so if our main internet connection went down via Mediacom, it would switch over to our Cradlepoint and use that. So anyway, I guess, we had, this was like about a month into us being a franchise store or something like that. I get a call from a guy at the corporate office, basically saying, hey, you're eating all of our data on the Cradlepoint, because the particular entity that I worked for, like the corporate side of it, Basically, all their corporate-owned systems or stores have one of these things, and then they just paid some massive bill. It was a good couple $1,000s or something like that, I think. Every month for the data or whatever, right? But so I get a call from this guy. And he's like, "Dude, you're like eating through all of our data because your main internet connection is down." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, "By the way, you guys don't actually own that device. Can you send it back to us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And he needed some numbers off of it, so I go and pull it off the wall and I unplug it, right? Now I'm on the phone with this guy as I unplug it. Yeah, I'm funny. Funny thing about voice over IP phones, Zach.
Mm-hmm. When you unplug them, they probably don't work no good.
Yeah, when you don't have an internet connection, yeah, your phones kind of stop working.
I think you're right. Yeah, they probably do.
Yeah. So I'm like, the line got really quiet. Oh, I'm an idiot. Like, and then it hit me. It was like, yep, I'm an idiot. So I get the internet back up, and I call this guy back on my cell phone, like my personal cell phone, right? And I'm like, yeah, funny thing about, pulling down your internet when your phone's run over the internet. Kind of sort of don't work anymore. It's like, yeah, I figured that's what happened. So, anyway, we had a quick, like, internet outage bump the other day, and I was on the phone with somebody, and the phone just went boonk. Because obviously no more internet, right? So I was like, well, that's great. So reset the internet, call the guy back, and I'm like, yeah.
Whoops.
Our internet kind of went down for a second there. Sort of kind of takes our phones with it. So, and like the thing is that like our whole point of sale system is like web based, so like you can't do tickets. You can't make phone calls. You can't look anything up. So
most of our sites have backup internet connections, actually.
Most of your sites do.
Mm-hmm.
I see. So anyway, but yeah, so that was a thing. But yeah, let's you know what? While I'm thinking about it, let's quickly go through our Microsoft news real quick here. Last week we talked about the what was it? The Windows 365, the PCs that live in the cloud from Microsoft, right?
Yep.
Well, we have some pricing information now. Microsoft announced its new Windows 365 service yesterday. Okay, well, this was a while ago. But the company said it wouldn't discuss pricing options until the Cloud PC launch on August 2nd. But now, Microsoft has inadvertently revealed one pricing option, allowing businesses to use a virtual Windows PC in the cloud for... What do you think, Zach?
A lot of dollars.
Actually, okay, I'll give you the specs here. You get 4 gigs of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage.
So a lot of dollars.
And 2 CPUs.
So a lot of dollars. 2 CPUs, that's an extra CPU. That's a lot of dollars.
Microsoft offers 2 CPUs, 4 gigabytes of RAM, and 128 gigabytes of storage. This is part of the Windows 365 business option, designed for businesses with fewer than 300 overall users. And
a lot of dollars.
You can get it for... Give me a number.
How many dollars? A lot of dollars.
I know, spit out a number.
I don't know! How many dollars? I'll look it up. Don't make me look it up.
just give me a number and...
Let's see. $31?
Cheater.
I told you I'd look it up, and you were like, we gotta play guessing game.
I know, because I wanted to see what
said.
you actually thought they were going to value it at.
I thought it was going to be triple digits.
Yeah, no. So that's why I wanted you to guess. I wanted to see what you thought Microsoft was going to value it at. But now that you know it's $31, I'm actually curious, for those specs, what do you think?
I think after a year, you're negative.
Okay.
You're actually probably quite a bit negative with only 2 CPU cores and 4 gigs of memory. Ugh.
I guess it depends
Like
on what
even the worst potato has that much.
I guess it depends on what you're doing, but this is pricing for just one SKU. Microsoft will have many more options, both in terms of configurations and price points to share.
Of course, you're still also going to need hardware to run this on.
Yeah, Chromebook.
That still costs money.
When the product becomes
So
generally
you're
available
paying
on
and then
August
you're paying
2nd,
more.
A Microsoft spokesperson said in a statement to The Verge. So, oh, and this isn't the lowest priced option, as Microsoft will also be offering a single CPU, just 2 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of storage.
I'm pretty sure the system requirements or the recommended requirements for Windows 10 are more than that, right?
They probably got this somehow optimized.
Wishful thinking, I bet. But hey, yeah, sure, maybe.
Oh, okay. So this is interesting, though. So they say it's difficult to compare the pricing directly to Microsoft's Azure virtual desktop offerings, or even competition or competitors like Citrix and Amazon Workspaces, because those often offer additional charges for compute power or bandwidth used. While Microsoft has designed Windows 365 to be simple for businesses to access, and the pricing structure includes all license entitlements, usage, and compute. So you basically, so there's no extra additional add-ons, extra, hidden cost, right? So Citrix offers virtual desktop access for around $30 per month, but the pricing varies depending on the length of contract and the number of users. Amazon offers a virtual Windows PC with 2 CPUs, 4 gigabytes of memory, and 50 gigabytes of storage for $35 per month. Ooh, excuse me. So, I mean, if you're looking at competitiveness, it looks like it's priced competitively. Pricing aside, Microsoft has also offered some more details on Windows 365, including the various PC configurations and supported features. I am not actually going to go through all this. Each cloud PC will be able to access an impressive internet connection with 10 gigabits, 10 gigs down, 10 down and 4 up. They're calling that gigabits. Sorry, not megabits.
I was gonna say, if that's megabits, that's Ajit Pai approved. He says you only need 3 megabits.
That's why.
So Microsoft's being generous.
That's why
you only need 3 megabits, but you're getting 4.
Well,
so
when I read
you better
that,
enjoy.
When I read that, I thought it was megs, and I was like 10 megs down and 4 megs up. I was like, you have got to be kidding me. They're calling that impressive? But 10 gigs down and 4 gigs up, that's actually pretty good. Microsoft is also exploring the option to redirect video and other multimedia in virtual sessions. Naturally, the best way to experience Windows 365 will be through connecting from an existing Windows PC, since features like multiple monitors, up to 16, USB, Teams AV redirection, and support for scanners will only be available if you're connecting from Windows. Okay. Microsoft is planning to launch Windows 365 fully on August 2nd, so there'll obviously be more information then, but, okay. Dang. Yeah. I don't know. You'll probably see businesses, moving towards something similar to that. So, let's see. A bad update to Chrome OS version 91.0.4472.165. Wow, that's a mouthful. Has left some users unable to log into their account, Zach.
Oops.
are reportedly with boot looping computers. Now, if you found yourself locked out of your Chromebook, help is on the way. Google, Zach.
Google.
Google posted on its system status page that it's working on a fix, which is expected to release on, they say Wednesday, so that was yesterday. It also pulled the update, which should prevent more users from experiencing the issue. According to Google, the only option to immediately gain access to your Chrome OS device, if it unfortunately downloaded and installed the update, will lead to the local data on the device being wiped, which I can't imagine is going to be very much.
Probably not, but once again, another company decides you didn't want that data anyway.
Let's see. So yeah, okay, cool, interesting, I guess. So be careful of that. Oh, remember how we talked about Peloton a couple weeks ago?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Peloton plans to launch a in-app video game where you pedal to control a rolling wheel.
Wow. That'll get everybody on the treadmill.
Peloton is
Look,
entering...
it's not going to get anybody on the treadmill who wasn't already there.
Peloton is entering the video game business. The company announced its latest idea to get people to exercise, an in-app video game tentatively called Lane Break. The game, which will only be available for Peloton bike owners and subscribers, involves riders changing their cadence and resistance to meet various goals and control an on-screen rolling wheel. Well, okay then. Players can choose a difficulty level, the type of music they want to hear, and the duration of the track before starting. The game isn't available yet, but a members-only beta will open later this year. Peloton hasn't shared details around how people will be able to sign up. The game's vibe and interface reminds the editor of this article of the Rainbow Road in Mario Kart. I never actually played Mario Kart.
I know that level.
With a
My family had Mario Kart on the Wii. It was awesome.
With a track trailing off into the universe. It's more or less the same on Lane Break, except instead of controlling Mario, you're pedaling to keep your tire moving and meet specific goals. There are 3 types of challenges and ways to earn points. Pickups, which means that so long as you're in the lane that the game commands, you'll earn points. Streams, which reward you based on your cadence. And breakers, which reward you based on energy output. Okay. This particular editor had a chance to test the game on their bike and personally found it boring and confusing to follow. Yeah.
Nice.
Especially compared to instructor-like classes. However, this feedback comes with some comes from somebody who doesn't play video games and prefers Peloton because of the various instructors, personalities, and music choices. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Oh.
Well, it's a thing. Woo!
Let's see here. I'm gonna do that just in case I accidentally hit the wrong button here. Yeah, I don't know, Zach. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Actually, let me make it even bigger. That's what it looks like.
Looks really boring.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I don't know. Exercise games have never really been much to be impressed by.
I guess for me, I would rather. I don't know if I'm gonna play some kind of exercise game. I don't know, Beat Saber. Have you seen Beat Saber before?
No.
Okay. Beat Saber. Let's see here. Oh yeah. Okay, hang on. Let me do this, right? So basically, so this is okay. Oh, this is PlayStation VR, but here's the theory, right? So you use your controllers to basically whack the different blocks, right? And it's got music playing at the same time. So I don't know. This looks way
Right.
more fun than peddling some kind of you know, what is it? Some kind of uh like a some random wheel, on a screen.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
um, oh yeah, okay. Um, Here you go. Here's like actually somebody playing Beat Saber. Like you tell me. I don't know. That looks way more fun to me than, some stupid wheel, you know. Like, yeah, like, what even is this thing right here?
$4,000 for that.
Oh yeah, I forgot how much those. Yeah.
Those things are super expensive. One like a PlayStation plays. Cheapo PlayStation plays whatever that was.
Oh, Saber, Beat Saber. I really would love to try VR actually. I don't know. What do you think?
Expensive.
Oh,
Headset.
okay. No, no, no. Like if you didn't have to buy the equipment, like if you knew somebody who had it and you just like got to like play with it.
Sure, I'd try it.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'd like to try it and just see what it's like at least. I don't know. So, there's a game called The Plank, I think. Have you heard of that one?
No.
Um, so basically, let me see if I can find it. The Plank. I think it's The Plank. VR game. Oh yeah, yeah. Here you go. Hang on. Let me pull this up here real quick. So, basically, right? So I don't know. Can you see this, Zach?
Of course I can.
Yeah. So here you are. So you just, you come up here, right?
I don't need to play that.
And you walk out on the plank.
Why would I want to play that?
I, I think it would be interesting to, yeah. Ah.
No.
So, I mean, you wouldn't have to jump off of it. You could, do something like that, but yeah, anyway, so I think the thing would be is to see, what I think I would do it just to see how real it feels. Because I mean, the thing is, like, you're on solid ground if you're playing this, but like, I don't know. I think yeah, I like I said, I think that's more the thing is just see how you react to it. So, but anyway, um, last thing, real quick. Um, Zach, would you consider, with the way that Windows is going, would you consider Linux?
Unlikely.
Why?
Software support, most likely.
Gaming support is actually getting very good in Linux.
Yeah, but you have to like sit and fiddle with it to make it work.
Not necessarily. I
Are you
guess.
gonna talk about the Steam thing?
Well, no, because I don't know a ton about it, but I know that it's a thing.
Because I know that's Linux.
Yeah, Pop OS has like Steam already built right in or something like that, or well, maybe not built right in, but I don't know. Okay. If the gaming experience was more ironed out in Linux, would you consider moving to Linux?
You just really want me to say I would?
No, I'm actually curious to know if you would or not.
Probably not.
No, so you're gonna stick with Windows. Okay.
Yeah.
I just wasn't sure if the way
It's
that
never going to be as good. Because so many more people use Windows.
we'll see what happens though. I don't know.
I mean, they're gonna have to really screw up Windows 11. Terrible. It makes me just.
Well,
puke
I
saying
mean, they screwed up Windows 8 pretty well, so um Microsoft kind of has this thing where like every 3 years it releases a good operating system, so like, every 3 releases. So, let's see. So there was Windows XP, then there was Windows 8, 8.1, Windows. Wait, no, Windows XP, um, Windows Vista. Maybe it's every other one. So Windows XP, Windows Vista, because Vista sucked. Well, actually, let's even go back. So you have 98 Millennium Edition, which sucked. XP, which was okay. Vista, which sucked. 7, which was great. 8, which sucked. 10, which is okay-ish. So if we're going along those same lines, 11's going to suck.
Yeah, probably.
So, yeah, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. I thought it was something I probably will never move away from Windows either. I'll still use it in some regard, but excuse me. I guess, I use Linux enough, not in a desktop environment, more as a server operating system, but anyway. So, I don't know. Just a thought. I thought I would ask you because I know your hatred of
I
like
just
Windows
have
updates and
never.
things like that.
I've never used Linux as a desktop operating system either, and I just. No, it's just. Like when I sit down at home, I don't want to do any work to figure out and make things work. Except for Windows, sometimes makes
Yeah,
you do that.
we've
but
talked about that.
still.
That that's the difference between me and you is that I love tinkering with this stuff, regardless of whether I'm at work or not. So, um,
Call it an unwilling. Call it laziness. It's just laziness. It's simply laziness.
I
I'm sure
guess
it could work on Linux. I just can't be bothered.
I guess for me, my thing is that
I'd rather just tinker a little bit with Windows to make it suck less. You know?
yeah. I guess for me, my thing is like I get cool project ideas in my head, and then I want to go do those things. So, but anyway, so all right. Well, with that, let's go ahead and close the show. So, thanks for joining us. If you liked it, thumbs up, all that cool stuff. If not, thumbs down. Get subscribed if you haven't done that already. And yeah, we should be back next week to have some more fun, talk more tech.